Welcome back. Welcome. Listen, I'm gonna give it a second. I'm gonna give it a second. Um, I'm gonna give it a second. I'm gonna see if people come in. So let me give it a chance, okay? Uh, and if you're catching this after the fact, just go ahead and fast forward this whole section, because I really want to talk about what's going on in boxing, and especially with the whole Subriel Matias situation, because I think it's been a blessing and a curse. So this part right here in specific is for the people who are catching this after the live is already aired, right? So um, I'm gonna start really talking about that, and what's going on, because as you saw the title in the thumbnail, I'm not trying to troll those guys at all. So I'm just gonna wait maybe for a few more people to come in, but I do want to talk about what you saw in that thumbnail, and I want to talk about the title. But again, I just want to, if you're catching this after the live, you just go ahead and fast forward all the way through. If you're catching it after the live, fast forward all the way through, and that way you can get to the meat and potatoes of what I want to talk about, because I think it's an unfortunate situation. I think that this whole Sublime Matias situation is kind of turning everybody upside down. It's kind of like turning everybody upside down. So I want to go ahead and talk about that. Also, Cesar Seda, um, he's always a little wrong again. And we're going to talk about that. He's a little wrong again about the whole situation, how WADA works, and how, again, the Muhammad Ali Act works. I don't think he understands how the Muhammad Ali Act actually works. I don't think Cesar. I think he thinks, or maybe he's interpreting the Ali Act in a different way. So yo no sé si él sabe, César, cómo eso, el Muhammad Ali, la ley que pasó de Muhammad Ali, cómo eso afecta a los boxeadores y cómo se usa y cuáles son las provisiones y las protecciones que le dan a los boxeadores. Yo no creo que él entiende como dice, el entendido de cómo eso se usa. So, I don't think he understands that. So we're going to talk about that. But also, if you're new here, si eres nuevo aquí, thank you for stopping in on this channel. I appreciate it so much. And everybody, just if you just drop in, go ahead and leave a like. Um, it's really important to leave that like, because it helps the word get out and stuff like that. But let's get to it, because like I said, if you're catching this after the live is already over, let me introduce myself and how I got here. I'm a really small YouTuber. Obviously, you see all the views that I have. I have just so many views. No, YouTube has cut a lot of views down for a lot of creators, and me particularly, I've been hit bad. Impressions don't go out. So anyway, if you look at my old videos, I get more views than I get now. I haven't changed anything. It's just the way the algorithm works. So please hit the like, when you're here, and if you're gonna stick around. So let's talk about what the actual thumbnail is and what what I hear. We're gonna take a quick look, but before you do, like I said, I want to explain how I got here. Listen, this is an opinion based channel, right? Esto es mi opinión en cosas y temas de boxeo. This is just about what it is. I know a lot about 90s boxing and early 2000s, and I just got back into boxing about 4 or 5 years ago. And I just started this channel not that long ago, honestly. You see that it says 4 years ago, but it's not. That's when, I created it, but I started putting boxing videos up like almost, if not 2 years now. That's about it. So I'm not an expert in boxing. I don't proclaim to be an expert in boxing. Yo no soy un experto en boxeo. Yo no soy Max Kellerman. Yo no soy ninguno de esos. Yo no soy Sean Citel o Radio Rahim. Yo ni soy ni César Seda. Vamos a dejarlo ahí, right? I'm not any of those guys, right? My channel is just, I enjoy boxing. I like to talk about boxing. And we're gonna grow together. Vamos a crecer juntos. Si tú no sabes mucho de boxeo, yo tampoco. Vamos a ir, ¿sabes? Anyway, por lo menos los nuevos que están ahora, la gente nueva. So let's get that out the way, right? Number one. Number two, yo no estoy muy interesado en hacer, como te digo, entrevistas con nadie. Si alguien me dice, ¿quieres una entrevista con tal y tal? Maybe, okay. But that's not my thing. I'm not here to interview anybody. I'm not here trying to grow my channel and trying to get close to a fighter. That's not my intention. I could care less, right? I don't want to do any of that, right? I'm good enough in how I do the things that I do, right? I can research on my own. I don't need an expert to tell me anything. I can read what's already out there. I can see what's new. I don't have to look it up. Okay, so yo no tengo que buscar nada de nadie. I don't need Memo. I don't need anything. As a matter of fact, when Memo speaks, I listen and then I double check his information and then I look for documentation and things like that. And then I get to, and then I make a video, right, with that information. So yo no necesito nada de eso. I don't need that. So I don't need to, flex my muscle on that. So with that said, I came from the art world. That's where I came from, and then I decided to drop the boxing and all of that stuff in the art. Y dejé todo atrás, la arte, todo, para concentrarme en mi carrera. So I concentrated on my career, and then basically, that's what got me my first house. I got my second house. I got things like that. So that's why you don't see me, 4, 5, 6 years into this YouTube thing, because I left it. I didn't, it was something that I didn't stay with. Oh, thanks, to coach. Really appreciate that. No worries. Like I said, this is what I really started. This is where I started here. Like, I'm gonna show you guys. I had, I got these followers pretty quick. Like I got these, 1,900 followers. I had more than that. I had like 2,000 and change, and like here, and then I stopped. And then recently, I just started uploading again. My dog here, and then my daughter's drawings. But this is where I started. Esto es donde yo empecé. Doing artwork, doing this. This was my real goal, in what I was going to do, in with my career. This is what I'm going to do. Okay. And like I said, lo dejé por tener mi carrera y tener algo más seguro y crear una vida. For what I knew, the professions that I picked, that I knew how to do. Comisiones, podían comprar comisiones de mí, dibujos. I went to, conventions. I did how-to video. This is what I used to do. Esto es lo que yo hacía. Esto cuando yo estaba en la high school. Estos 16 años tenía aquí cuando dibujé ese. So you see, this is where I come from. This is my world. Ese es mi mundo. That's my world, right? But boxing was a big part of my life in the 90s, right? And I went to college and I did a paper and I did research on the Muhammad Ali Act. So en esta, I know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to tell you why. So, vamos para este. I'm going to go here. So first of all, let's go back to, because I feel triggered. I feel like Cesar was talking about me, even though, truthfully, he doesn't know me. Listen, he doesn't know me. I'm too small. I'm a nobody. He doesn't know who the hell I am. So I'm not, going to say that, Cesar knows who the hell I am, because he doesn't know who the hell I am. I'm too damn, like, not, important. So let me fix this shit, because I don't know what I'm doing right now. Put myself here. Let me maximize me. Okay, let me. So anyway, let's go here, and I'm gonna replace the screen, and let's go here. Let's go, and this is. So let's talk about this. Vamos a hablar sobre esto. Let's talk about this. And why do I want to talk about this? Because aquí empezó toda la jodienda. This is where it all started, and this is what got me confused. Yo no sé qué sucedió entre Auténtico y César, and maybe Filósofo. Déjame dejarlo en claro. I respect César. I have no problems with him. Filósofo también. Alex and Auténtico también. I don't have any problems with those guys. I watch those guys every day. Actually, my Spanish has gotten so much better because I've been listening to them. So mi español no estaba fuera de práctica como se habla en Puerto Rico, y por ello ha mejorado mucho mi español, porque ellos tienen muchas conexiones y hacen entrevistas, y bueno, están en Puerto Rico, y también en Cuba, ¿sabes? Cubriendo a los dominicanos, los cubanos y todo eso. Entonces yo he aprendido mucho de ellos. So, yo le doy todas las gracias a ellos, y esto no es contra ellos ninguno. Pero cuando algo está mal, yo tengo que decirlo. When something's wrong, I gotta say it, right? But first, but listen to this. Oigan esto. This is what I didn't understand. So, let's just start here.
Eso de que entonces lo hacen ver como que el tú
no sabía quién era este
que
tipo,
tenía todo eso planeado. Y entonces, luego de que sale lo de los cuentones, viene nuestro amigo, y lo voy a decir directo al grano y sin
Esto fue lo que
me
cogí a
tiene
mí
por ahora. No tengo nada en contra del muchachito, pero es como en Puerto Rico a mí me enseñaron la disciplina. Es que hay que decir las cosas como son.
I was confused.
Viene nuestro amigo el Tibio, Auténtico Boxing también, hoy temprano me empezaron a mandar clips y la gente enoja, pero pues pendiente porque no hay más información. Y coge y repite lo de lo que trae el elocuentón.
Solo dice que
se van tibios,
un
se ponen,
cuentista.
no, porque a lo mejor tiene Pilati razón, a lo mejor es verdad que vendieron esto sin averiguar la información.
And shout out to César. This is a really good show. Este programa que él hizo en vivo, bien buen hecho, bien puesto junto. Él hizo muchas cosas bien aquí. 2 o 3 cositas que después de esta, yo creo que falló un poco, pero he did a really good job. He does a really good job all the time. I really do like his content, so I do watch him a lot. But this was hilarious.
Y ahí es donde empiezan a convertirse en calditos de basura.
Matias, ¿cómo estamos, papi?
Yo espero que este muchachito, mi amigo el Tibio, Auténtico Boxing, para que no digan que yo estoy diciendo.
Bro, he called them up by name. I was like, oh shit.
No caiga en caldito de basura. Podcast.
He
no
said that. I was like, what?
De los calditos de basura podcast. Que por favor, ¿sabes? Porque como está enojado con nosotros, conmigo por lo menos, no le gusta mi estilo y está bien. Yo no tengo que caerle bien a...
Hold on. Oh my God. Es que está frío en esto de garaje. Listen, right there, that caught me off guard. Like, he's mad at him. Why is he mad at him? What did I miss? What happened? Is he mad at Philosopher too? Are they all 3 at war? I remember que ellos tenían un programa juntos antes, con los 3 estaban juntos. So I don't understand what happened. If anybody has any insight or what happened, qué sucedió, qué pasó, déjenme saber. Porque
a todo el mundo, mi estilo tampoco. Pues entonces busca referencia de todos lados por tener algo, en vez de crecer y decir, no, yo voy a buscar la información, yo voy a llamar gente, yo voy a hablar las cosas, yo voy a chequear, en vez de repetir de cuentistas elocuentes como esto, que es información, solamente cuentos elocuentes, gente, lo que está haciendo este señor. Este señor ya ni informa. Habla de fuentes, habla de esto, habla de lo otro. La única fuente que le quedaba, que me desmienta, mire, desmiéntame.
That right there.
La única fuente que le quedaba.
That was the Canelo stuff.
Y pasa como la cámara que se trata de ajustar y todo eso cuando yo me muevo. Pero, mi querido Tibio Son, cuando cada vez que utilices a de referencia, piénsalo bien, porque lo voy a venir a decir.
Damn.
Lo voy a venir a decir.
That's fucked up.
Mejor mantente en tu contenidito, con tus noticias.
I don't know what happened.
De los jabs, de las cositas.
He's saying that Auténtico doesn't like him, he's mad at him, he doesn't like his style, something like that.
No,
or did I hear that wrong? I don't know.
Yo hago el trabajo como es. Yo no soy el mejor en los jabs y en las cosas. Sí veo boxeo con cojones y no las adivino todas, no las pego todas, no las analizo todas. Para eso tengo a Anderson Pérez, el mejor de los... A ti también, mi hermano. Y el segundo superchatazo para la cartelera de Amanda de parte de... Oye, C. Figueroa está por ahí y Angelito García también.
Yeah, I feel some kind of way because Lourdes be on my live this show, shit, no money. This show over here giving us some money. Yo, Lourdes, we got
Rivera donando una taquilla, señores, una taquilla. Lourdes, no te preocupes por los cositas. Pero por lo demás, la información es la información y hay que estar informal. Hay que informarle porque el boxeo es de los de abajo y quieren estar informados realmente. Miren, les voy a decir algo. Un saludo. Richard te saluda por ahí.
And he said something. I hope I didn't actually skip it.
Oye, coño, César, dale saludo a Subriel.
I felt attacked.
Y su equipo.
You're going to hear it. Hold on.
Sí, señores, están bien motivados, están bien contentos y están trabajando duro. Subriel está trabajando hasta el cansancio. Eso se los puedo garantizar yo. Miren esto, les voy a explicar.
Here we go.
Les voy a explicar la situación del WBC, lo que todo el mundo espera. Me puse esta gorrita, no por el WBC, pero sí, mira, como este lorito aquí, miren. Está bonita esta, ¿verdad? Está bonita, me gustan estas mis boinitas, mi colección. Como llega el invierno, uno se pone su boinita. Mira, y también pelea Ben Williams. año, final del año.
Hold on. Nah, come on,
Entrar
don't
a la
buff
1 y
on.
pico, pero surgió otra
Here we go.
entrevista. Y tengo una entrevista grabada de un
Let's get to
peleador
the point. Come on.
mexicano que le robaron una pelea en aficionado con un puertorriqueño. Y hay que tener en cuenta, sí, esa pelea no es tampoco amando esto ahora bien duro y bien mordido. Tiene que estar bien cojonado, bien mordido, tiene que estar colorado así, este cabrón de César. Pero el del WBC no le habla. Eso es seguro. Eso entonces lo voy a decir yo aquí. ¿Qué está pasando con el WBC? El WBC está en Tailandia, en su convención, el acta Mohamed Ali que siempre hablamos, y las comisiones que van regidos por la ABC, según eso.
Ok, aquí se salta mal.
Dice que los organismos no pueden ir por encima de las decisiones de las comisiones, ¿verdad?
Ok, voy a dejarlo ahí. César está mal en esa. Él está equivocando el uso del Muhammad Ali Act. Tengo unas notas y le voy a decir lo que es. Lo voy a decir en inglés y lo voy a hacer en español. Y le voy a enseñar el Muhammad Ali Act. Eso es otra cosa que le voy a enseñar. So, déjame yo ir aquí. Este es el Act de Muhammad Ali. Y lo voy a poner más grande. ¿Ok? So, aquí está. Esto se puso en leyes. Por ley. En el 1999, noviembre 4. ¿Ok? Aquí lo tienen. Muhammad Ali Reform Boxing Act. Aquí tiene todas las acciones. Todos los cambios, el propósito, por qué, consideración de las committees, congressional budget, todo constitucional, authority statement, todo eso está aquí, mira. It's all here. This is the entire Muhammad Ali Act. Okay? This is the whole thing. Okay. So, what does that mean? ¿Qué quiere decir esto? The Muhammad Ali Act is a law. When you have a law, cuando tú tienes una ley, y se pasa en el gobierno, tú no puedes usar la ley como no es entendida para usar, right? So you cannot use the law for what is not intended for. Ejemplo, Donald Trump puso a una abogada de real estate a darle, ¿cómo te digo? A acusar a Comey de tal y tal cosas, pero él la puso ilegalmente. Y la Corte Grande dijo, the Supreme Court said, it's illegal. You were appointed illegally. There's no case. So, la apuntó ilegalmente y no hay caso. Porque él usó la ley como no era entendida para usarse. Right? That's how he used it. So, check it out. So, the Muhammad Ali Act, and what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to say it in English and then I'm going to say it in Spanish. Okay? The Muhammad Ali Act is a reform act. It's a U.S. federal law that protects professional boxers from like exploitation by promoters, managers, and sanctioning bodies, right? So the sanctioning bodies being like the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, those sanctioning bodies. And it strengthens the safety and the regulatory oversight of the sport. It amends the Professional Boxing Safety Act of 1996 and is codified at the law level, and you can see it at the 15 USC dot 6301 6313, which you can see it on right there on the page, right? Okay, so what does that mean? What does all that mean? So I'm going to tell you what it is. A state boxing commission cannot use the Muhammad Ali Act to force a private sanctioning body to recognize or sanction a title fight, even if the commission allows the bout to proceed under its own rules. The commission can approve or deny the match in that state, but the sanctioning body retains control on whether the title is on the line and whether the champion is in good standing under that body's rules. That is it. That's that. There's no hay más. ¿Qué te lo diga en español? Okay, here we go. Una comisión estatal de boxeo no puede usar la ley Muhammad Ali para obligar a un organismo sancionador privado a reconocer o sancionar una pelea de título, incluso si la comisión permite el combate bajo sus propias reglas. La comisión puede aprobar o negar el combate en ese estado, pero el organismo no, el organismo sancionador mantiene que diga el control sobre su título está en juego y si el campeón está en regla según sus normas internas. ¿Entienden? Right? What's up, HDL1? No, the Muhammad Ali Act is there. It's there. It does what it's supposed to do. Believe it or not, it does what it's supposed to do. HDL1. Like that's why it's on there. But what I'm trying to say is what I just played right before this was that Cesar saying that the sanctioning body cannot go overrule the commission's decision over letting the fight continue. They don't have to. La pelea puede seguir como entendida, pero si el CMB dice que no va por el título, no va por el título y la razón entera de la pelea es por el título. So, no, hace senso común que si no hay título, pues no hay pelea. ¿Entiende? La comisión, el consejo no va a decir que no hay pelea. Ellos no son el promotor, tampoco la comisión. Ellos dicen no hay título que puede estar en la pelea. Y si quieren pelear, que peleen, pero no va a ser por el título. That's what it's really supposed to do, right? Because the Muhammad Ali Act, what it was really intended, la ley de Ali, la ley Ali, exige que todo combate profesional en Estados Unidos esté supervisado por una comisión estatal o tribal de boxeo o un sustituto aprobado y que se apliquen normas mínimas de seguridad y regulación. Las comisiones tienen autoridad sobre las licencias, pruebas médicas, incluido dopaje, suspensiones y sobre si un combate se permite en su jurisdicción, esa palabra para mí es mera puñales, pero esa autoridad recae sobre participantes y eventos, no sobre las decisiones internas de los organismos sancionadores sobre sus títulos. ¿Ok? La ley impone obligaciones, transparencia a los organismos sancionadores. Deben de publicar sus criterios de clasificación, reglas, tarifas y proporcionar a la comisión información detallada de las tasas y pagos relacionados con una pelea que ellos decidan sancionar. That just means that they have to just disclose. The law forces the sanctioning bodies to disclose their rankings, their contracts. Everything has to be disclosed because that way the boxer can make a fair assessment if he or she is being bamboozled or they being treated fairly. That is it. Nowhere in the Muhammad Ali Act, en ningún lado, la ley de Ali dice que el organismo como la CMB está obligada a hacer algo porque la comisión lo diga. No, ningún lado en el Ali Act está esas palabras específicamente. O sea, que tú no puedes inventar eso si yo soy la comisión y decirle a la CMB que tú tienes que dejar el título ahí y tienes que hacerlo porque ellos no pueden imponerle a ellos sobre esa cosa específica ninguna sanciones. No le pueden hacer nada. You can't sanction the WBC if you're any state commission. You can't sanction them if they decide not to put the title on the line for any reason they deem necessary. Because all they do is make sure that the Muhammad Ali Act is intact. That's it. That it's being followed. That is it. That's that. Okay? So I don't want anybody else to think that that's anything other than. That's what it does. César está diciendo que por la ley de Muhammad Ali, ellos tienen obligatoriamente que seguir la decisión del estado de Nueva York. Y no es así. La ley de Ali no tiene esas palabras en ningún lado. Y si no me creen, está ahí. Mira, te lo puedo hacer otra vez. I put it right back up for you. Right here. You can read it. You go get it. It's right here. Congress.gov Committee Report 106, Congress House Report 449-1. Right here. You can read it. You can go and read this whole thing. Listen, this is not the first time I read the Muhammad Ali Act. Hice un papel en la Universidad de Nueva York. No, espérate. La Universidad de Nueva York, no. En el Colegio de Lehman, que es parte de la ciudad Universidad de Nueva York Unidas. Anyway, algo así en español. CUNY. If you're from New York, you know what CUNY is. I went to Lehman. So, for one of my classes, I had to do it, and it's what I picked. This right here, nothing to do with forcing any sanctioning body to follow anything that the commission says, because they're a privatized business. You cannot tell the businesses that are private what to do with their own rules and regulations. Okay, the sequence of authorities is Ali Act, then the state commission, then the sanctioning body. It's in its own autonomy as they only control their own federation and must follow commission rulings. No, HD. They must not follow. No, it only comes when it only applies to the verbiage inside the Ali Act, right? So when you're saying the sequence of authorities is the act, then the state commission, then the sanctioning body, its own autonomy, as they only control their own federation, right? That means that whatever the Ali Act says to do, right? Boxing Unwrapped is the sanctioning body, right? And my champion, Pop Dirty, right? But the New York State Athletic Commission says you can go in our state. You can fight in our state. You didn't violate anything in our state. I can still say, cool, awesome, but I have a zero tolerance policy, and I'm taking his title. He can still fight in your state. It's done. Nothing in the Ali Act, no hay nada en la ley de Ali que dice que yo, como la organización sancionando la pelea por título, que me obliga a tener el título en la pelea. No, porque yo soy una empresa privada y tengo mis propias reglas. So, now, if in the Ali Act, si fuera en la ley de Ali, si tuviera las palabras, la ley de Ali, tuviera las palabras que dijera, también tienen que seguir todas las reglas y todas las decisiones que tomamos nosotros, incluyendo tener el campeonato en la línea, aunque si nosotros decimos que puede ir la pelea y tiene que mantener el campeonato en la línea, tiene que seguir. No, la ley de Ali no dice nada de eso. No, it doesn't say anything about if the champion is, if we allow the fight to go, that the sanctioning body must abide by our ruling and force the sanctioning body to keep the title on the line. It has nothing. If you read the bylaws, by all four sanctioning bodies, they abide by the state commission ruling as far as the suspension, but as far as forcing both to be on the line. Right. Okay, I see what you were saying. You were arguing the same point I was arguing. Okay, yes. So HLD1 here, and this is very important. He gets it, or she. I'm hoping it's a he. I mean, I don't know, right? But esto es lo que dice aquí. Perdone, ella estaba diciendo lo que yo estaba diciendo y no me fijé. Que cuando viene a los cinturones, a los títulos, eso le pertenece a la empresa privada que son los consejos. So the sanctioning bodies, they maintain that right. It is their property. You cannot force them, okay? What's up, Jose? So Cesar in that way is still wrong, right? So that's what I mean. He's still telling you the wrong things. I don't think he does it on purpose. I think, no digo que lo está haciendo a propósito, porque posiblemente él está interpretando mal. Y esto es una ley larguísima y mira, eso confunde. Pero yo tengo, lo que yo tengo, que tú sabes que yo puedo hablar sobre. No puedo hablar mucho sobre peso y campeones corriente ahora y que esto y lo otro, pero puedo hablar de esto. Yo tengo una poca experiencia y puedo decirle que en la ley de Ali, como dice HDL1, no se puede obligar a la sanctioning body, a sancionado al consejo. No se puede, no hay ley que le digan que tienen que hacer eso. ¿Ok? Ahora, vamos a mantener las cosas bien claras. Yo, yo estoy 100% por ahora, me siento bien en decir 100% que Mauricio va a dejar el campeonato intacto y va a haber pelea. So, yo no estoy diciendo que no, porque yo no estoy diciendo nada de eso. Ya yo estoy en la mente que no, esta pelea va. Esta pelea va. This fight is going to go. And Mauricio is going to do the right thing. I have no issue. That's not what I'm arguing. What I'm arguing is the wrong information. Yo quiero que ustedes tengan la información correcta. ¿Sabe? No es de la pelea. De la pelea yo estoy 100% que va a suceder. You know what I mean? Yo, that's what I'm saying. Yo, you missed it? So, let's all catch up with Jose real quick. Vamos a hablar con Jose bien rapidito. So, I played a video where Cesar pretty much said that Authentico Alex is mad at him, right? And right about now, because and maybe he doesn't like his style, something to that effect. And also, and on top of that, Cesar called out Authentico for quoting and taking as gospel Pilates words, you know, and using it as fact. And he got on Authentico, and I think he was kind of harsh on him. But I don't know, since they're friends, I don't know if that's the whole thing that they're doing. I don't know if it's like a whole, you know, WWF, WWE, you know, NWO. I don't know what they're doing. It could be, but it sounded kind of real. So I don't know. I was just surprised, like, what the fuck is happening right now? So that's what's happening with them. I don't know. I don't know. But then the rest of it is me saying about this whole shit where he went later and said that the commission, the sanctioning body, must abide and must let the title go on because the Muhammad Ali Act says so, and that's not true. That's not true. If New York suspends a fighter, that would be applied by 50 states, by 4 sanctioning bodies. Yes, that's incorrect. Yeah, no. Actually, you know what's crazy? HDL1. Not only so, the other commissions don't have to follow the other commissions. What they tend to do is so that way they don't catch heat from other commissions and other, like, you know, and possibly mess up their chances to like get bigger fights. They'll just follow each other. So if the New York State Athletic Commission says, yo, I ain't letting this guy fight, you know, like let's say Georgia is starving for a fight and they might want to let, you know, my fighter go fight there, they might say no, you know, just because even though it might be allowed there with whatever levels because they have their own settings, right? But they probably won't, just so they don't catch any heat later and they can still get bigger fights. Yeah, I think the beef might go further. I don't know. It's the first I hear the beef, and I was like, I think all this came from the Subriel stuff, Jose. And it's kind of messed up, man. And yeah, and the other thing, other sanctioning bodies also will go as in the HDL1. They also will go ahead and follow suit. They will also ban them from theirs because again, they don't want that kind of smoke. It just doesn't make sense, and I agree with that. I mean, you might as well just go status quo because you don't want that kind of pressure on you as a commission or a sanctioning body. Why would you? Like, you know, that makes no sense. I wouldn't do it either. But that's wrong. And then another thing that Cesar was wrong, right? Another thing that Cesar got wrong is WADA. WADA. Okay. So he said that WADA is basically like a consultant. Él dijo que WADA es como un consulto. That they act as a consultant, que ellos consultan. No. Bien, un error grandísimo que hay ahí diciendo eso. WADA no consulta. WADA no es como VADA. WADA es más arriba de VADA. Y le voy a explicar cómo y por qué. No, I like all three of them. Like, I genuinely like all those three of those guys. No, yeah, Matias is not suspended. No, nothing's suspended right now. But HL, I don't think he's gonna get suspended. I really think he's not gonna get suspended. I think nothing's gonna happen. if this is the worst thing that's going to happen to Subriel, if at all anything. Esto es lo más que le va a suceder a Subriel, si algo le va a suceder a Subriel con la CMB. Le van a dar 6 meses de prueba. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all they're going to do. I believe that. I think Mauricio's just busy. And I think he just wants to wait till Monday. Yo creo que el lunes Mauricio va a decir la pelea va y no va a haber ninguna sanciones contra Matías o lo máximo 6 meses de continuación de prueba. That's it. I don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah. So yeah, VADA is not an official commission at all. They're just the middleman for laboratories. But I'm gonna get to VADA in a minute. HL Cesar likes to tell everybody what to do, so the other did not like it. Sí, yo creo que César tiene esa clase de persona, persona, como que es bien fuerte. Él es militar. Yo entiendo, mi tío y amigos que tengo son militares y mi tío es bien, tú sabes, él es bien fijo en lo como él habla y cosas así. So, I understand. He's a military guy. He talks like that. He expects people to fall in line. I get it. I don't excuse it, but I get it. He's a military dude. That's just how they talk. But back to WADA. So WADA and VADA, I'm going to explain to you what they are. So, okay, hang on. WADA. What is WADA? World Anti-Doping Agency. And they go back a long time. But recently, in recent years, they kind of switched and got bigger and switched the whole whole program. Okay? This is what WADA actually does. So voy a decir en inglés y español, so espérenme, se lo voy a traducir en español. So manténganse ahí, lo voy a hacer en inglés y después lo voy a hacer en español. ¿Ok? ¿Estamos bien? Vamos. WADA's role is to write and coordinate the global, right, para el mundo, the global anti-doping rulebook. Not to act as world police. They're not going to police. They don't police anybody that directly punishes individuals and athletes. They have no power to punish anybody, suspend anybody, do any of that stuff. Its real power comes from the fact that the sports bodies and governments choose to sign, choose to sign and enforce its code. So, WADA is an independent international agency created in 1999. I just told you that it was a while back, right? By the International Olympic Commission, so La Olimpia, the IOC, and governments to lead the worldwide fight against doping in the sport. Its core functions are creating and updating the World Anti-Code and international standards, maintaining the prohibited list, accrediting the labs to do the testing, funding research, educating athletes, and monitoring that sports and national anti-doping agencies follow the rules. Okay? So they report if they find out that WBC or IBF are not following the rules, they will report that out there to the commissions, and the commissions do as they wish. That's what they do. They say, there's a new drug on the market. What's the name? What does it do? How is it made? Illegal. And they give that to VADA, and they say, this is the list. Update it. Run with it. They say to the IBF and WBC and WBA, this is the new list. Run with it. They go to the commissions. This is the new list. Run with that. They adopt it. Now, when they adopt it, they could change a couple things. The commission can say, well, we did our own testing and you have zero tolerance. We say 0.1 is the tolerance. They can do that because they're taking the list and the what they made already and they're using it as information. That's what they do. It says here, so from the old situation, and I got this from their site. It says the WADA is code. The WADA code is the common rule book used by hundreds of organizations, right? The Olympic, Paralympic movements, international federations, national anti-doping agencies, and so many pro sports. Like it goes on and on and on and on and on, right? But it doesn't have any real power to enforce anything. So so you know that's what WADA does. That's what WADA. Hold on, let me pull up my other notes here. So I didn't open up my my notes. So, okay, mira aquí, lo tengo en español, lo tengo en otra página, perdonen. WADA, right? Agencia Mundial Antidopaje, una organización internacional independiente que dirige la lucha contra el dopaje y en el deporte a nivel mundial. su función principal es escribir y actualizar el Código Mundial Antidopaje, la lista de sustancias y métodos prohibidos y los estándares sobre cómo se hacen los controles, cómo se gestionan los resultados y qué sanciones corresponden. El código de WADA es el libro de reglas que firman y aplican casi todos los grandes actores, la COI, federaciones internacionales, comités olímpicos, muchos promotores y ligas y las agencias nacionales antidopaje como USADA, VADA y todas esas que siguen así. Eso hace que todos esos deportes y países hayan criterios unificados sobre qué está prohibido, cómo se controla, cuánto dura una sanción, etcétera, lo que da seguridad jurídica, oye, el español me está malo, hombre, jurídica y protege al atleta limpio, porque yo lo puse en Google Translate y bueno, las palabras no me salen bien, anyway. Pero no tienen poder, ellos no tienen poder para suspender y ponerle multas a nadie. Las comisiones cogen lo de ellos y lo aplican y también pueden cambiar un poco si ellos creen que necesitan eso. No, ellos nos consultan, no son consultarios, ¿ok? No son consultarios de nadie. Nadie le paga a ellos para consultar. Ellos actualmente escriben el libro de reglas que todos las organizaciones mundiales siguen y aplican para sus propios métodos. So they're not a consultant. They literally write the rule book. So what they did was and said, you know what, guys, we got this. We're going to do all the work, all the research, all that stuff, and we're going to write what you should do, how you should handle it, where you should do it at, how much you should do it for, when you suspend, whether you pass sanctions. Here's what our opinion is. This is the rule book. Now, here they go. Now, you can adopt it as is, or you can modify it to your liking. That's what WADA is they cannot order testing. They cannot, they're not a lab. They accredit the labs. Si yo tengo un laboratorio, digo, yo voy a hacer pruebas de antidopaje, WADA me dice, oh, está bien, vamos a ir a tu laboratorio, vamos a investigarlo, vamos a verlo, y si todo sale bien, pues te damos una accreditation, right? Te damos el sello de WADA. Cuando WADA necesite alguien cerca para hacerle esas pruebas, tú eres uno de los laboratorios que ya nosotros inspeccionamos y le demos todo el OK. That's what WADA does. That's what WADA does. They accredit labs. They go and they do all that stuff. They do all the work, all of the stuff. They're not a consultant. They're not a consultant. Okay. For example, oh shit, I missed a ladder. Hold on. I want to hear from Suleiman ASAP. Subriel depends on the WBC decision. Yeah, and he does depend on the decision because the decision has to be made by the WBC whether the title is going to be on the line or not. And depending on that, they can still fight, but why fight, right? Why will Dalton Smith fight a monster for no title? Cranberry juice. It makes no sense. César le gusta tirarle a los otros canales. De hecho, así se dio junto con el filósofo de boxeo, pero eso dicen a la puerca en su personaje. Por eso le dicen. For example, Ryan Garcia was not suspended due to Ostarine as did not test Ryan for such. He was suspended for declaring the two supplements. Yes. HL, thank you. That was going to be one of my points. Mucha gente confunde lo que sucedió con Ryan Garcia. Garcia no lo suspendieron la Comisión de Nueva York por tener Ostarine 6 veces del nivel. Ellos lo suspendieron porque él nunca declaró esos suplementos que él dijo que tenía la contaminación. No fue por la prueba positiva, fue por no declarar. Thank you. Yes, he did not get suspended for the levels of Ostarine, Ryan. He got suspended because he didn't declare the supplements that he said were tainted. And that's against the rules in the New York State Athletic Commission. Hay unos que dicen que los gorditos que responden. Gorditos que responden duro. I was watching Cesar. I'm mad and going out. I was mad. WADA is the official testing accredited labs. Yes. Yeah. Anti-doping. Yeah, we went. You ahead of me, HL. God damn it, bro. El kiosco. So, yeah, you late, bro. So, si quieres el kiosco, dale para atrás al live. Pero yo estoy clarificando unas cositas que César posiblemente sin querer dijo incorrecta sobre la ley de Ali y también la posición y actualmente lo que hace WADA y, y cómo se usa la ley de Ali y lo que dice la ley de Ali y lo que no dice la ley de Ali. Él lo dijo, ¿sabe? Él tiene conocimiento y eso sí le digo que tiene conocimiento de la ley, pero parece que, y es una ley difícil entender, y como otras leyes son difíciles de entender, pero si se busca con calma vas a entender que la ley de Ali no se puede aplicar en la manera que él está diciendo. So, eso es lo que estoy hablando yo. So, yeah, you cannot apply the Ali Act in the way that he's saying. It just, you can't do it. It's not in the verbiage. No está escrito así, so you cannot use it in that way. Um, but back to, I guess, what happened with, and then, what's funny? I couldn't find it inside that interview, but he said, los que nacieron en Nueva York, New York, que hablan, que esto y lo otro. I said, oh shit, is he talking about me? Does he think I was born in? Porque aprenden un poco inglés, son New York y I felt a little triggered. I felt attacked. Como que me atacó un poco. Aunque yo no soy nacido en Nueva York, yo soy de Puerto Rico, nacido y criado en parte, San Isidro, Canóvana. Ok, yo soy de ahí. Ok, yo puedo decirte dónde está todo ahí. Maybe he think, I don't know. Listen, it would be funny and actually it would make me laugh and it would make me feel so accomplished if Cesar even knew who I was. Let's be honest. If Cesar even knew who I was, I would be so thrilled. Me encantaría tanto si César dijera que sabe quién soy yo. Mira, me encanta. Me hace el año entero. Lo que queda el 25 y el 26 entero. Because it will be an accomplishment for me. Because I'm really small. I'm a nobody. Yo soy nadie. Like en este juego de boxeo, en YouTube, yo soy lo de abajo del barril. I'm the bottom of the barrel. But, but I do have enough. Yo tengo por lo menos bastante por ahora. O sea, seguidores, suscriptores, que yo puedo corregir unas cuantas cositas y por lo menos esa sale para afuera. Yo no estoy diciendo de lo que sabe que César no sabe lo que está hablando, esto y lo otro. Cualquiera se confunde con las leyes que hay en los Estados Unidos. Se escriben a propósito para ser bien difícil. Para entender para alguien, tú sabes, regularmente ir y leerlas. They make them difficult on purpose. That's the way lawyers write, lawmakers write laws. They do it on purpose. They do it so that way it's hard for you to understand. So that way it's easier for them to prosecute you when it comes time when you don't know that you violated the law. So I can understand, yo puedo entender cuando César cree que la ley de Ali le tiene que como te digo, enforzar la mano del Consejo Mundial para que deje el título ahí. Pero eso se decide Mauricio solamente, no lo decide la comisión, porque eso no es la ley. No, not like that. Not like that, bro. I got mad love for you, Jose. No, not that I'm selling myself short, but I'm a realist. Yo soy alguien que no me veo lo real y lo factual. I'm a realist. So I know that my reach is at the bottom of the barrel right now. It's not like, I'm saying that I'm no good, that my content is not informative to somebody. It's just that I know my place right now where I'm at. I'm realistic, right? But I see the vision. Yo veo la visión, but I know where I am, right? I'm not at that level yet. Maybe one day, maybe never, but I'm having fun while I'm here. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to, I have a career. Yo tengo una carrera que como te le dije antes en este live, que me ha dado 2 casas, me ha dado una familia, me ha dado 4 Volvo. Compré uno ahora los otros días para la esposa, blanquita, la guaguita, LED por dentro, con pantalla. So, yo tengo una carrera fuera de aquí. So, para mí, me encantaría, 1000 veces, yo tengo una carrera en YouTube. pero no la necesito, ¿entiendes? So, para mí, yo sé donde yo estoy. Y yo le agradezco a cualquiera que pase por aquí y comparte conmigo y sabe, que dan like a mi video. Ese es el propósito. Yo quiero tener, I want to have fun. I want to just talk here about things that I like with boxing. But when I hear something wrong that I know something about, I'm going to tell you. Si yo por la primera vez digo, oh, yo sé de eso sí yo sé de boxeo. Les voy a decir a ustedes para que ustedes no tengan información mala. Y bueno, maybe él escuche. Y si él no me cree, pues que revise la ley. Porque la ley tiene que tener esas cosas específicamente escritas adentro y no están, no existen. No existe en ningún lado en la ley de ley. Ningún lado, la esquina, nada. Not a misprint, not nothing. It's not in there. So that's what I mean. You know, like it's just what it is. And WADA is not a consultant. They actually write the rules. And then they give it to the, you know, they're the ones that, you know, if right now, no, HL, me and you, me and you, we no. Listen, bro, get ahead of it. Get ahead of it. You're not stepping on me. I became an expert, just like you saying. You became an expert when the Ryan Garcia thing happened. I dived into the deep end of the pool. I was, you know, I was in there like swimwear. I was deep. I was pause. Damn shit. God damn it. I was deep, bro. Damn. Again, pause. But yeah, like I thought for a long time that USADA and VADA were labs, and then I found out no, they're just the guy, you know, they get hired that you know are accredited and are trained to handle specimens for the labs that they contract. That's all that WADA and USADA, I mean VADA and USADA are, you know, and you could get confused with WADA, USADA, and VADA. I mean, they all sound the same, right? And you could think that WADA is the same as USADA and VADA, and they're not the same, right? WADA and USADA are not the same thing. WADA and VADA are not the same thing. So it's just, it goes along with that. You know what I mean? Along with interview his parents and Scooter who gave him those supplements and Ryan used. Oh, really? Wow, bro. Congratulations, man. Listen, hard work pays off. Cuando uno trabaja duro, yo, congratulations, my boy. Like that, it is what it is. So yeah, he just said the wrong things. Cesar said the wrong things by accident. And I just wanted to set the record straight. I don't know what's happening between him and Auténtico. I don't know. I really don't. Which is unfortunate because to be honest with you, this all came from, you know, the Subriel Matias stuff. I think. Creo que esto salió todo de sobre Subriel Matias y todo esto que está sucediendo con Subriel Matias. Y en realidad no me gusta que esto está sucediendo porque yo pensaba que ellos eran pana, tú sabes. No sé si se conocían fuera de YouTube. You know, I'm not sure if they knew each other outside of YouTube. But for me, you know, I really hate the fact that they don't that they're not that they, right now they're not in best of terms. Like that I find that crazy. Like, you know, I really do find that crazy. And I wish that it wasn't like that. I mean, I don't know, you know, I hope that they get it together. You know, like I'm hoping that they get it together, but that because, you know, for me, it was all three of them. You know, para mí los tres de ellos eran como ¿cómo se dice? The Holy Trinity of Puerto Rican boxing. Cesar is good at what he does, but a lot of times he let the ego get in the way. Now I feel you, HL. You know, I'm just saying that listen. Sorry, I'm eating Frito Lay's. I know that's mad unprofessional, but I'm hungry. No, I understand. And listen, yo he tenido jovencitos boxeadores que yo he cubrido con los prospectos de Puerto Rico que me han tirado por Instagram. Mira, yo vi el video que hiciste de mí, gracias, papá. Yo tengo relaciones con ellos así. You know, so I know that my videos are getting somewhere. Yo sé que mis videos están, ¿sabes? Le han alcanzado a unos cuantos. Um, César a veces habla sin saber todo o sin conocimiento del tema completo. Y eso es lo que él dice, ¿sabe? And that's what I found funny. He made me laugh because he says that this guy made no research when he made his video authentico, but I could say the same thing about him, right? Like he didn't really search, um, like do the research. He didn't do the work, you know. When you have an idea, cuando tú tienes una idea, tú tienes que decir, ok, esta es la idea que tengo y yo creo que esto es así, pero déjame estar fijo en lo donde yo estoy pensando para después hablar sobre eso, porque después viene alguien como yo y dice, no, 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 tú estás bien mal, país, mira, esto se dice así, esto es así, no así, esto es así, y cuando ve, bueno, ya tu life está hecho, and now you got to come back and either you forget about it, talk about it ever again, and you pretend like it never happened, or you can go and make a public apology like I do sometimes when I'm wrong. And I say to people on this channel when I'm wrong, and I say, hey, like if HL told me something that I was wrong about, I come on the next live or the next video and I'll say it in the beginning. I'll say, hey, corrections, HL was right, I was wrong, and this is what happens. That's how you kind of get around that. That's how you kind of get some credibility. Um, Cesar se lo mama salas. Front line coming in hot, boy. Front line 100 by 35, dog. He coming in hot. Uh, listen, and I just, and like I said, he said it with such like conviction, like lo dijo, mira, auténtico. Y el chamaquito, dijo chamaquito, bro. Like, eso es un hombre entero, pay. Yo sé que tú eres más mayor que él, pero esto es un hombre. Um, and oh shit, nah, that's Vic. Yo, Vic, yo, but listen, bro, hold on, bro. That, bro, listen. My man Vic, I've been following Vic for a while, bro. Listen, I'm glad to see you stop in. I'm happy you dropped in and said what's up. This made my day, believe it or not. Um, because I've been following this kid for a while. Now, he's another grown ass man too, right? And I'm calling him a kid, but I'm definitely older than Vic. But Vic did his thing. Vic grew his channel. He took it a different direction, and comes back once in a while. I ain't mad at it. He's changed a couple of things. I wish Vic would have stood with the boxing a little longer, but I can't tell another man what to do with his money. But I'm a fan, and I always go to his videos. I see what's up. Sometimes I get ideas from Vic, and that's how you grow. So much love to Vic. Thank you for stopping in. Toma Nation all the way. Tomafia, como dice Vic. Puñeta. And he always reps Puerto Rico the hardest. So, pause. Jesus Christ. Let me get another Frito Lays because the pause just doesn't stop. Oh, man. But yeah, but like I said, when Cesar was wrong, I had to say it. Like maybe he just doesn't understand the law the way I understand it, because in school, in college, I wrote a paper on it, so I understand what the law really says, and what it means, and how it's intended to be used, and how that works, and how that is intended. If the verbiage is not written into the law, you could get around and maybe like sneak it and even start a lawsuit. But eventually, the judges will throw it out, because once they revise the law and they go, "Oh, the law says this. Nah, you out of here." It happened to Trump. Trump appointed a lawyer that was illegally appointed. By the time he got to the grand jury, they were like, no, like this is illegally appointed. Get the hell out of here. And they threw it out, because that's just the way it works. It has to be written in. Yo, much love, bro. Much love. Vic took down Rafael toe to toe and knocked him out. Yo, yo, Vic. I think I've seen Vic too go at it with Cesar. Pause. Jesus Christ. Um, and you know what I mean. So much love to. And you know what? It was Vic that put me on to a couple of young dudes like Tsunami Colon. Like he put me on to that kid, and I've been covering him on my channel ever since. So much love. Like I said, I learn from everybody. You know what's crazy? I think me and Cesar are not that much older than each other. Maybe we're the same age, possibly. But I still learn from young cats like Vic. Like, bro, I'm not better than nobody else, bro. Like I said, I come on here and I get ideas from everybody. I'm not an expert. I would never say I'm an expert in boxing. I want you guys to come here and have fun with me, and we could talk shit, shoot the shit, and then we talk about real things and real themes, and we can say, But if I know something, then I'm gonna let you know. Like, and in this instance, excuse me, I'm passionate because I know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm 10 toes down. Like, I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to make sure that everybody who at least frequents his channel sometimes comes to me, because I see it in the chats, because I visit Cesar a lot, and I see the same faces, and I go, okay, when they come to me, then I let them know what the real thing is and what the real deal is, and then they can go ahead and disseminate that information. It's not to knock down Cesar, because he's done more than me in this game so far. It's just to, hey, even the higher ups can be wrong. I've talked to vice presidents who were wrong. Like, when COVID first got to New York, I worked for a major hospital, and I was the one that was like WADA. I wrote like the protocols on how to actually, in that hospital, how to combat COVID, and combat and how to isolate patients, and how to wash the rooms that had COVID instances in them. So they didn't know, and they pay grade was crazy. You think I got a raise? I ain't get shit, bro. But Subriel es la bestia boricua, no pueden con él ahora, inventan cosas en corta de... No, es verdad, José. Nieve, así es, a deep fry. Bro, toma, bro, when I saw, listen, I gotta catch that one. Do you still have it on your channel, Vic? The one with Dan? Did you actually like go to Twitter? Was it on Twitter or was it a video? Because I want to, I don't think I've seen that. Hold on, César no es único quien habla con convicción sin saber lo que habla. The 95% of YouTube space son muy pocos con propia integridad to check themselves. Me perdí algo. Uh, Charlie, te digo que vayas para atrás en la línea, ¿sabes? Coge la línea rojita de YouTube, right? Vete para atrás. En el principio yo hablo, te voy a decir la corta. Yo estaba viendo esta entrevista que tú ves. Uh, uh, God damn it, aquí. Whatever, man, this shit is flipped. Esta entrevista con César, él estaba hablando que él y Auténtico Alex tienen se rozaron un poco, no están no están en la misma página, y como que él está enfogonado él dice que Auténtico está enfogonado con él, que no se lleva con él por ahora, y también le sacó en cara a Auténtico que la próxima vez que si va a usar a Pilati o quien sea ese tipo como referencia, que se chequee bien, porque ese tipo no sabe lo que está hablando, bla, 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 bla. Yo estaba sorprendido, porque para mí que ellos eran amigos. Yo, amigo de Vic, ¿verdad? O amigo de José, o amigo de cualquiera en este espacio especialmente, yo no voy a sacarle en cara a alguien en YouTube o algo así. Eso es para privado, eso es privado. Eso es, mira, Vic, o mira, José, tú dijiste esto y lo otro, pero en realidad esto no es así, mira, esto es así, ta, 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 ta. Yo soy amigo tuyo, o somos por lo menos socios en este espacio. Yo no te voy a sacar eso en cara en el público, ¿para qué? Eso no, para mí, no, eso es privado. Ahora, si tú me dices detrás de la cámara, me foque, vete de aquí, que esto y lo otro, un mamahuevo, lo que sea, te jodiste. Ahora tú voy a ir al canal y te voy a, y como dijo Rick, mira, te voy a freír en aceite caliente. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that happened. I don't know. Maybe he did talk shit to him like that. Alex is like a friendly dude, but maybe he's that dude behind closed doors. I don't know. But I wouldn't have done that on. Nah, that's a personal thing. That's like, oh man, listen, bro, don't follow that dude. Hey, bro, Alex, listen, Cesar here, bro. Like, hey, this dude Pelati, he's like not credible. slow down, don't really, blah 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 blah. To say it on the air is wild. Like that shit is crazy. And that's what I said too, Frontline. I'm not sure. Um, yeah, so it was a video on YouTube. Jose's there. If he still got it on there, I want to see it. 'Cause I know he kind of like did his whole like channel over, and some videos still, some didn't. So I don't know if I missed it, and you know what I mean. Like for sure I didn't see it. Bro, if you haven't noticed, it's all for showing views. I take the novella role play like a grain of salt. Same shit happened with Philo, and they're doing videos together. It's all show. That's what okay, yeah, for fun. That's what I was saying. I said it could be all show. Listen, if it's show, facts from like yo doing that thing. Shout out to the chat. Yo, thank you, Vic Mel. You're showing mad love to my channel right now, man. I really appreciate that, bro. I really do appreciate that, and I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Like communicating with my chat. These guys are from your chats. You know, they've been on your channel for a hot minute. So I love the fact that you caught this on the slide and just slide in there and participating. But Frontline, back to your point. If this is all fake, listen, I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? That sounds pretty like actually smart, right? Three pretty decently followed and subscribed to channels, doing some numbers here and there, making up storylines to keep the people entertained. What's that famous line? Are you not entertained? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm entertained. I feel kind of bad though if it's real, but if it's not, I'm entertained. You know, like at the end of the day, that's what we're here for, but entertain ourselves, right? So I'm not mad at it if it is. No estoy enfogonado si eso es una novela en realidad, porque es inteligente tener tres de los un poco más populares en Puerto Rico que están haciendo esto y se unen juntos y dicen, mira, vamos a hacer una novelita aquí, tú, yo, yo estoy encojonado contigo, tú conmigo. That drives the views up. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. But if it isn't, that was some sucker shit. You don't put that shit out there. You don't go to social media and double speak your boy like that because that shows me like if that's true because él habló de integrity. ¿Cómo se dice en español? In integrity I don't know, man. You know what I'm talking about. Integrity. God damn it. See, that's what my Spanish. I gotta keep watching this go. He said in his channel that shows lack of integrity in some sort of way or whatever. If they're actually mad at each other, him, if he didn't approach him behind closed doors first, if he didn't, I'm assuming for this argument that he didn't, but he could have. That shows no integrity. That tells me where's your integrity? Like, damn, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to YouTube House. Remember, people like drama. That's what attracts. Yeah, aquí estoy yo bochinchando, puñales, frontline, vamos para encima. It's fake. It's crazy putting out false or misleading info that can ruin a fighter's reputation. If it's fake. Listen. Integridad. Integridad. Gracias, José, puñales. No me salía ni como un peo escapado. Listen. Integridad. Él estaba hablando de integridad. Tengo que decirlo así. Y si esto es verdad con lo que está pasando con Auténtico, si él no le ha hablado detrás de la cámara primero, esto, ¿dónde está la de él? ¿Entiendes? Para mí. Unknown. Yeah, bro, listen. If it's, first of all, the Ostarine is not fake. Excuse me. That's real. That happened. That's a real thing. What's misleading is the people reporting like myself, right? Telling people things like the WBC has to do what the commission says and let that be a title fight. It's not true. They don't have to do a damn thing they don't want to do. When they could just say, "Nah, I'm a private business." And I'm gonna give you another example. Te voy a dar otro ejemplo que esto es verdad y es con leyes. Otro ejemplo fuera de boxeo. En Nueva York y en otros estados, la marihuana es legal vender. Sígueme. Follow me. In New York and other states, it's legal to sell weed. It's legal. You have dispensaries. You have this. You have that. It's legal. New York, in some parts of Florida, or Florida entirely. I don't know, but I know I've seen it in Florida. But guess what? It's illegal at the federal level. So la ley federal dice que no es legal para ellos, es ilegal. Pero los estados dicen, para nosotros es legal. Hay dos leyes. So, yo en Nueva York puedo tener una tienda de marihuana, pero en cualquier momento el- la ley la ley federal puede venir y cerrarme la tienda, quitarme todo mi producto, coger todo el dinero. Puede suceder y ha sucedido. Hay dos leyes y las dos conflictan una con la otra. There's two laws and both of them conflict with each other. Because one law says, but you can't force me to follow your rules because for me, at the federal level, and I have zero tolerance. So you would think that the state would say, you can't come in here. And the federal level will go, oh, yeah, we can't go in there because it's legal there. No, they're going in anyway. Right? Those are two laws. Those are actual laws. Esos son leyes que el Estado tiene y leyes que el federal tiene y las dos están así. ¿Y tú crees que la comisión le va a decir a una empresa privada qué hacer? Cuando no hay ley sobre eso. Come on now. Like you gotta put, you gotta kind of like, you gotta think rationally. Tienes que pensar racionalmente. Like, pon ejemplo también fuera del boxeo para que la mente se te abra un poco. You know what I'm saying? So para que la información te salga y te entra bien. You know what I mean? The amount found was in line with the cross contamination. It should have never been reported because it was under the threshold. And the second, they should have tested. Oh no, frontline. That part about it should have never been. I think if there is a conspiracy, I'm not saying there is, guys. Look, Ahmed of the artist is saying he doesn't even know for sure or at all, or if anything, that there was a conspiracy. But if there was a conspiracy, that would be it. That they said, bro, release that shit right now, and we could try to put pressure as fast as we can before anybody realizes, and we can go ahead and get this title off of his hands, and we could get another purse bid, and we could get Puello in the UK. I could see a conspiracy like that because if you notice Eddie Hearn in the videos, let's hurry up, let's get, take his title. That's what Eddie Hearn was. He was rah, take his title, because he knew if he could force that hand as fast as he could take that, go back to a purse bid, and get that shit quick back to the UK before anybody knew what happened. Thank God that none of that happened. But if there is a conspiracy, which I don't know if there is at all, this is just me making up stuff, fictional, not real lawyers. That in that world, that would be it. That would be the reason why, because it should have never been publicized. That should have been handled internally and then disclosed later, if at all. But yeah, reporting without knowing what he actually was doing, PEDs without a second test, the amount you don't feed the crime. Yeah, like you don't know what he had. There is a conspiracy. Turkey and Eddie butthurt for numerous reasons, but Subriel fucked up their plans in beating Puello. I agree with Frontline and Unknown on one thing right now that is not fake, is my own opinion. There definitely was, I think, a plan for Puello versus Dalton before the Subriel fight happened, right? I think they thought Puello was going to beat him because of what Paro was able to do, right? With the holding and all that stuff. I think they did that. I think what they didn't, once it happened, they had to react quick. They didn't know what to do. They were like, Dalton, quick, get in the fucking ring. Hurry up. And then Turkey got in there, and I think Turkey wasn't too worried. I think Turkey said, okay, this is the harder fight that we didn't want, but I got so much money that I can convince Fresh Productions and Subriel to fight like in 3 months with a cut on his fucking eye. And that we could put pressure on him with the money and he'll come because I'm the man right now. I think that's what the thought was. And then and Fresh Productions went out there and said more than I'm speculating. I don't know shit. I'm speculating. I think when they went out there to negotiate the fight, I think Turkey won it definitely November 22nd. I think Fresh Productions might have said no, let's go into January because of the cut. I think, that wasn't jiving with Turkey. He probably put a little more money up, but I think Fresh Productions said, I think we're gonna bet on our guy. And then they went to the purse bid, they won it, they took it to New York, and I think that's what ended up happening. That's yes, in that way, he messed up their plans. Absolutely, he messed up their plans in that way. They did not think that was gonna go down like that. And when Coppinger found out about the adverse finding, him working for the ring, if there was a conspiracy, which I know nothing about, I think he was, if this was part of the conspiracy, and also there's no pretend now. He said, "My boss is Turkey. I think I have to do for my boss what I think is best for my boss," and he released the information when it should have never happened. First of all, VADA should have never even fucking told anybody. Somebody in there has a connection with Coppinger. Coppinger then told Turkey or the editors, and they said, "You'll run with it," and that's what happened. As a conspiracy that I know nothing about, I'm just saying, don't come after me with a lawsuit. I know nothing about that world, that life. No, they didn't have a plan B. They thought they were going to swing that money unknown. I wonder how long Turkey oil money is going to last. I read something that he said he was losing a lot of money. 24 in the chat and only 19 likes. Smash the like. I mean, yeah. Yo, thank you, Frontline, because I have not been checking that shit. Come on, guys. Let's just at least get to 24. Can we get to 24 likes? Oh, we got 24 people. Can we get 24 likes? Only a couple of more. You guys got to hit the like button, and then we in there. Like, just help me out, bro. It's free. Like, yeah, hit it, bro. Let me see what's going on. Funny thing is, Turkey don't have the money. That's his daddy's money. Must be nice. So, listen. If you hear reports that a new business is losing money, don't worry. That's so. Let me explain to you. Déjame explicarle a ustedes qué es la empresa que está corriendo los Saudis. Let me tell you what the business that they're running. Los Saudis no están, como quien dice, ellos no le importan del boxeo en sí. El gobierno, el país. The government of Saudi Arabia could give a shit less about boxing. They don't care. They don't care about any sport, really. They no le importa ninguno de ellos. No le importa nada. La empresa de Saudi Arabia es traer turismo y dinero para Saudi Arabia. Ellos quieren tener como una destinación, como te digo, épica para todo, para hoteles, para eventos, conciertos, peleas, juegos mundial de soccer. Ellos quieren, porque eso trae dinero. Ellos quieren ser la meca de todo en el mundo. Y Turkey sí es un fanático del boxeo. Y él lo apuntó, el príncipe lo apuntó a él para traer esa esquina del mundo del deporte. Y entonces le dijo, tráete el boxeo. Toma el banco, la libreta, dale. Hay dinero para votar. Créanme. There's a lot of money to be, spent there. Y hay otro igual que Turkey, que está bregando con los estudios los estudios de películas, de producciones, de shows. Y él lo están tratando ahora de comprar al estudio más grande del mundo, casi mente, Warner Brothers. Ellos quieren comprar a Warner Brothers. Se están juntando con Paramount, los saudis, y están poniendo dinero juntos para comprar la librería entera de Warner Brothers para tener eso bajo su control. ¿Por qué? Porque quieren traer todo el entretenimiento para Saudi Arabia. Eso es lo que están haciendo ellos. Que están perdiendo dinero no le importa. El juego de ellos es largo. Créanme. Let me see. Funny thing is, they have the money, and is that okay? They in here ear hustling, bro. Let them ear hustle, bro. But at least hit the damn like button, bro. Is it only me, or is boxing getting like WWE since Turkey got in? I don't mind it, frontline. I don't mind that it's getting a little WWE ish. I don't mind it. I think boxing needs the Muhammad Ali's. When Muhammad Ali was popping, boxing was popping. He was out there being a character, but he backed it up with real fights. You know what I'm saying? So as long as we get into real fights, which we are with Turkey, él nos está dando las peleas real. So si hay evento con fuego, con 50 Cent and all of that, y Janet Jackson, quien sea, no me importa. Si todo, él trae todo eso, más trae las peleas y trae calidad, no me importa. Es más me entretengo viendo la jodida que está haciendo él. So, I don't mind it. Ya es tiempo que estos boxeadores que a veces mueren en el ring tengan una fama que diablo, que la gente diga, yo sé quién es ese, yo sé quién es ese, yo sé quién es ese, y tengan como si fueran WWE. Ellos se lo merecen. So, I don't mind it. Let me see. Is it me? Okay, there's a board of billionaires backing up Turkey. Papa, big, big, big Billow mob. That's a damn. That's a tongue twister. Pause. Jesus Christ. He's backed by billionaires in his own country, by the prince. The Saudi prince is the billionaire. That guy, I think it's a trillionaire, bro, or close to it. Like he'll never waste his money. Bro. What do you think Trump wants to be there? They're building a fucking Trump building there as we speak. Trump wants to be there. Like, because that's going to be they're trying to make that the next thing in the world, the next destination. You know what I'm saying? So that thing about him losing money, people could say that shit to the cows come home. It don't matter. The long game is not whether or not they're losing money. It's what they're getting now, expectation. And y'all don't believe it, but y'all expect him. Ring 6, Ring 7, Riyadh season. The WBC just did a whole Grand Prix. A whole Grand Prix, bro. We have boxing for almost every damn day. They get in there, bro. They don't give a shit. Big tourism to Saudi. It's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. It's beautiful. But what they're doing over there, I don't think I'll ever go though. I might not come back. Although people think I'm from there. Every time they talk to me, they go, I thought you were like Arabic or Saudi Arabian. I don't care how much money you have, but losing money is bad business. I'm sure Turkey in it to make money. He just ain't doing it for the love of the art. Riyadh season is paid by the Saudi Arabian government, specifically through the Public Investment Fund. Yes, it is. Yes, big. Yup. The PIF, yes. And the Authority General Entertainment Authority. Yup. Yeah. But it's all their own money. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's all them. You know what I mean? Riyadh season is part of Saudi Arabia's broader vision. Yes. 2030 economic diversification plan, which aims to boost the country's entertainment. That's what I just said. Yep. I don't know if you came in on that part, but that's Joshua. César ha bebido la sangre por su bien como nadie más y no especula estupideces como lo hace el buscón de Pilati. Exactly, it's part of the plan. César se ha bebido la sangre por su bien como nadie más y no especula estupideces como lo hace el buscón. VC Sportsmaster, yo no sé todavía ahora mismo quién carajo es Pilati. I don't know who that is. Yo no sé quién es. Pero él hablando como él habló de auténtico no me gustó un poco. Yo, Boo, you mad late, son. You mad late, bro. Yo, you mad late, bro. You missed Vic season. He stopped in. Like, we just been out here just balling, dog. Like, we out here just doing our thing, bro. And you out here, the motherfucker. Todo el contenido es visto por todos que están ligados al boxeo y están visto que Puerto Rico está apoyando a Subriel. Sí, yo estoy apoyando a Subriel también. Yo sé que esa pelea se va a dar. Yo sé que Mauricio el lunes o el martes va a decir, o más antes, no, el título va y posiblemente una sanción de prueba o nada. Esa pelea se va a dar. No estoy contra eso. El propósito de este video, este live, es cubrir dos cosas. Primero, que yo no sabía que ¿cómo te digo? Que César tenía problemas con análisis auténtico. y me duele el corazón. Y otra, que él no entiende muy bien cómo la ley de Ali se puede aplicar y qué es lo que hace WADA en realidad. So, ya yo lo hablé y lo he dicho 1000 veces en este live. Puedo ir para atrás, puse la ley de Ali y la leí todo en español e inglés para que todo el mundo entienda que eso es, que eso es como se aplica. Um, Nah, bro, he came out of wait, hold on. Pilate is shit in the bed big time. I don't understand him sometimes. I don't know who he is, Jose. I don't know who Pilate is. I'm gonna start seeing, like, watching him, see what it is. Because I don't know who the hell he is. Like, I real quick, I went to his channel because I looked him up, but in reality, I didn't know who he was. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, I don't know what the beef was. I don't know too much about him. I don't know. Did he say? So one of César's things that he said, César dijo que Pilate había dicho que ya Turkey había comprado a Matchroom, ¿verdad? Entonces, pero en realidad yo vi que, no vi el video, pero vi que el video decía de Pilate algo así, que Turkey compró a Matchroom. Pero también puede ser el título del video y el contenido adentro es un poco diferente, tú sabes. Eso es posiblemente para que tú le cliques el video. No sé si en realidad en el video él dijo que sí, que ya está hecho, que lo compró. Porque Matchroom no le pertenece ni a Eddie Hearn. Matchroom le pertenece al papá de Eddie Hearn, que todavía está vivo y saludable. Por, maybe, a lo mejor, él quiere venderla, la compañía, porque ya se quiere retirar. No sé por qué no se la quiere pasar al hijo. Maybe el hijo no la quiere. ¿Entienden? Yo, so back to Boots. Boots, Vic, yeah, I'm not happy, bro. Just for the fact that I've been watching him, and I kind of admire the way he grew his channel. I'm a little upset at how he kind of switched up the content, but I can't tell a man how to count his money. But I still watch his stuff. I still go and visit him a lot on there, give him some love, give him some likes. Sometimes I let it play. His videos. So not that maybe it doesn't make a difference, right? He's Puerto Rican. He's young. He's trying his best to do what he got to do to make a name out here. So when I saw him slide in, I was like, oh, like, truthfully, it was unexpected. Like, I was just like, oh shit, like the last dude, last dude, outside of my usual, you guys support me every time I go live. I mean, I didn't expect any other content creator that's already, in my eyes, gotten a substantial following. Because I know some of you guys that come here do have channels like mine that are still like very small like mine, and I appreciate you guys for coming on here. And listen, I really appreciate you guys at 100%, because I appreciate every view, every live, every like, every comment. I remember there were days, bro, where I would go live and that damn chat was nothing but bots, bro, nothing but bots. Like, yo, one dude, I'll never forget this motherfucker, bro. One time this dude came on, he was like, bro, listen, and it was fun. It made me laugh. Dude came in and was like, bro, you ain't got nobody but me on this bitch. Peace. And then he left. Like, he made fun of me. And, bro, but listen, I'm a comedy fan, right? Yo soy un fanático de stand-up comedy. Eddie Murphy, Red Fox, Jerry Seinfeld, all them boys. Martin, all them guys. And they'll tell you when they started, sometimes they'll be just telling jokes to like one person in the room. Just one person, right? But you got to give your all. Like, that one person is 100,000 people. And that's what I was doing for a while. So me seeing 32 people on here right now, to me, that 32 might as well be 2,000 people, because I never in a million years even imagined 32 people. Think about a room, right? If you were in a room, and think about there's 32 people sitting down, look, like, just listening to you talk like I am now. That's insane. That's insane, right? For me. So I'm happy when you guys even come here. So seeing somebody that's already kind of like gotten like a little traction and is on his way, stop in and show love. That was crazy. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I heard he was cooking Dan Rafael, but I told him I never seen that video, so I don't know if he took it off. I think Pilate used to work for ESPN. He had a vote for the pound for pound list, so I guess he got some pull. But he faking the funk lately. Ago, bro, he literally came, Jose, and said, like, like, yo, he clowned me hard, bro. He was like, yo, you ain't nobody in this bitch but you, bitch. Get up, like, something like that. It was crazy. I just laughed, like I couldn't help it. He straight up, dude, Vic, and when he stick to boxing, he does his thing. Like, and I gave him props for putting me on to Colon. He put me onto a couple cats, but he consistently like kept interviewing Colon and stuff like that, and he made me interested in the kid. And the kid, to this day, I still maintain that Colon right now has the best YouTube media presence and Instagram presence. His production is as close to professional as you're gonna get, like with whatever budget he's using. He really invests in his actual like celebrity, his own created celebrity, and you need that. And he has a talent. Colon has a talent. He has the skill set. He has that Newark face. You know, him and Shakur, they got that brick city face, like, you know, that sharp face. Like, I can't explain it, but they kind of look alike. Like you could tell they're from the same place. Um, and he has the skill set. He has everything going for him. And now he has his YouTube channel, you know, and he has great editing. And he's up, man. I can't say enough about how that kid is taking his career. Like, he's doing a lot of great things. Hit the let's support our good peeps. Yeah, man. Listen, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. He on the Subriel on the card. Wait, who's on the Subriel on the card? Colon? Frontline, is he on the wait? You saying he's on the undercard, like on the prelims, or he's on the official undercard? Cologne's on the undercard. Stop playing with me. He on the undercard. I ain't hear that shit. You playing with me? Um, Boots. Maybe tomorrow I might be live again for the fights. I don't know if I am for the fights. Depends on what I'm doing tomorrow, because I got a rental car that I got to return, and I got some other shit going on. I'm gonna put up the Christmas tree. You know, I'm gonna do shit like that. So I don't know, you know, what I'm gonna do tomorrow. But let's see how that goes. You know, but I'm gonna try to go live as much as I can. Hold on, let me see something here. As much as I can, because even on my other art channel, which sucks balls, because I stopped like posting on it for a long time and going live. I only go live on there now, even there. Um, because it's just easier to go live. So I don't know exactly when I'm gonna go live again tomorrow. But I should go on live tomorrow. I should, unless some other crazy, like if something definitely crazy happens tomorrow, like, you know, I'll definitely go on again. Definitivamente mañana, porque creo que Pro Box tiene pelea mañana. Oh, Manny Pacquiao's son fights tomorrow. I think he was going to be in the Super Bowl undercard. I just hope he steps up. That position is where he's at. Oh shit! You said they added. No, you see, no. Yo, stop playing. They added Keith Colon to the undercard, bro. Are you serious? Yo, if they added Keith, damn, bro. Damn. Now I'm like, word. Yeah, I think yo, who is this dude with the Cesar Sada bun? Yo, whoever that dude is hilarious. Um yo, if they added Keith, that is a dope. That is dope, bro. Yeah, who it no, who Cesar Sada bun, bro? Stop playing with me. Um I didn't know that he was on there. Like that would see, that's what I was saying. And yes, Keith Colon has to step up this game. Él tiene que empezar a ya estar con rivales un poco más avanzados, porque en realidad él está noqueando a todo el mundo fácilmente. Fácil, como dice Rohan Polanco, fácil. Lo está noqueando fácil. Y ya es tiempo, porque ya cuando tú llegas a un nivel, aunque seas prospecto, y llegas a un nivel que todo el mundo que te presentan, tú lo estás noqueando como si fueran cucarachas en la pared, tú sabes, con la chancla, ¡pah! Ya es tiempo para decir, ok, ya hay que subirle un poco. No estoy diciendo que le den un monstruo al frente, pero hay que subirle el rival un poco más de lo que está. Yeah, I still don't know who Cesar Bun is, but I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's because that doesn't look like the icon for Cesar, and I don't know why it says BUN. Oh, I see boxing. No, but why does it have that weird? I don't know. I'm confused. Listen, can somebody tell me if that's the real Cesar? Because I'm not sure if it is. If it is, this would be like a historic live of all kinds. I'm not sure. What was that? My old boxing man used to be around there too on Jerome and 205th. By the rest of what? Yeah, Coqui. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We talked about that. Que tú estabas por allá por Jerome Avenue y la 205. Yo me pasaba por, tú sabes, por la Concourse y Valentín 170, 196 in Valentine Ave, right? 196 in Valentine. Yeah, I think that's where I was hanging out at. Says, see, okay, now I don't know, bro. I don't know. I need authenticators. I don't know because, man, I don't know on your personal account, Cesar. I don't know, Cesar. Let me see. I don't know if you're in your personal account because you could be lying to me, and then I don't know. Um, the problem with Colon is nobody wants to fight him, but yes, Boston is above. No, you could pay them frontline. Um, you could pay them. You could pay somebody. Like you don't have. I mean, I don't know what the budget is. But they could definitely step him up because he's star power starting. Um, Look, can somebody confirm if that says that? I don't believe it, though. Like I don't really believe it. Like quiero creer que es él, pero en realidad dice que su cuenta personal. Pero ¿por qué está aquí con su cuenta personal? ¿Por qué no con el canal oficialmente? Porque that, are you sure though? Because he's saying it's his personal account, but I don't believe it though. I don't know. I mean, listen, if it's, mira, César, si estás aquí, gracias por pasar y decirme tal y tal y cómo está y todas esas cosas lindas y buenas. No sé si va a estar muy alegre con lo que yo dije anteriormente en este live, pero fue con amor y corazón. Listen, bro, if it is you, Cesar, listen, if it's Cesar, listen to me. Listen to me. Back up the live a little bit. I kind of went in on you a little. Pause. God, the damn. I kind of was hard on you. Damn, again with the pause. I was being very critical of your assessment of the Ali Act and what it really entails and how it's used. And also, I was kind of mad about you and Authentico and how you kind of called them out on it. So if it is you, and if it is, I appreciate it. I'm, I guess I'm telling you to your face instead of behind your back because I don't know you, but I do watch your content because I really do enjoy it, and I've said that here many, 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 many times. Um, and I don't find anything wrong with what you're saying, except when it comes to the Ali Act, and except when it comes to what water really is. And also today, I was just kind of shocked about what you said about Authentico. But if it is you, if that's you, yeah, do that, and let me. Of course, if you do that, then of course I'm gonna believe you. But yeah, so that's what prompted this video because I really like all three of you, and I was really upset that you have beef with Alex. But yeah, come back as a real channel. Yeah, that would be great. No, 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 no. Mamón, ¿quién carajo puñeta frontline? No. Okay, now there's the channel. Okay, so there we go. He switched over. Now we can talk. Now we can talk. So, el gran César Seda, aparentemente está en mi canal. Muchas gracias por llegar. Invitado siempre. Muchas gracias. Ya van dos que tienen unos canales medio ya grandes y han llegado hoy por ahí. Muchas gracias por estar por aquí. Y le voy a decir, y excuse mi español porque no estoy en práctica con el español mío. Y yo he dicho aquí en este canal mil veces, César, que ustedes tres, filósofos auténticos y ustedes me han ayudado con mi español bastante, casi como maestro. Pero le voy a decir esto en inglés para yo no tropezar mis palabras, porque cuando la mente mía va a 100 millas por hora, el español se me va a tropezar por todos los lados. So, No, gracias, en realidad. But this is what my video was about, Cesar. I agree with you 110% about everything about that this fight is going to go on. I have no doubt that Subriel Matias fight is going to happen. I think that, Mauricio Suleiman is going to Monday or sooner say the fight is on, the title's on. No, I have no qualms or fears or anything about that. But I was just saying about the Ali Act and how you maybe don't understand really how the Ali Act is worded and how it's made and to act in, right, and how it's supposed to be used. And I was giving different examples, and I also, and how WADA and what the position is. They're not consultants at all, and I explained what the actual position and what the actual use case for WADA is, and also about how the Ali Act, it is law, but in the way that it is used, you cannot force the any sanctioning body to continue with the title defenses if they choose not to do so. They can impose that on them. That's what I was saying. I said a lot, and you came late, unfortunately. But if you back up, if you would like, you would hear it. But I'd rather tell you to your face if you're here now that that's what I'm talking about. But in this channel, I've maintained many times that I watch you guys religiously, and you have like inspired me to do a lot of things, especially with my Spanish, because I no longer live in Puerto Rico. I haven't lived there in a very long time, so my Spanish is really, really, really bad, and you guys have actually helped me. But again, I've tagged the I went through the whole Ali Act, explained it in Spanish and in English on how it's used, what the case used for it is, and how you cannot translate it without the words being in it. For instance, you cannot add verbiage to the law that is not within the law to then make a case for it, right? So while the provisions in the Ali Act cover many things like disclosure, that's the umbrella, disclosure, it has no wording at all anywhere in its body, in its amendments, where it says that if the commission allows for the fight, that the sanctioning body must still allow the fight to be a championship fight. The fight can still happen. It just be without a title if they choose to. That's what I'm saying. So, I'm glad that I got that out the way. Um, yeah, I guess I have to believe you now, Boxel, of course. Yeah. But thank you for stopping in. Es más, César, dale like. Yeah, César, dale un like, bro. Ahora por fin ya entiendo por qué en español tenías acento boricua, pero en inglés no tienes acento boricua. César, dímelo, abogado. Un boricua. Un boricua. Cuando yo hablo en inglés, bro, listen, Boost, stop fucking playing with me, bro, and listen up, bro. No, don't let the Harlem come out, bro, and get on your ass, nigga. Listen, Rosetta Stone, that's from the 80s. But anyway, listen, if you don't know what the Rosetta Stone, you gotta look it up. El Giuliani's, listen, the reason why I don't have a Puerto Rican accent when I speak English is because when I left Puerto Rico, I was 6. I landed in East Harlem when I was 6 years old. So my accent in English is a Harlem accent. It's a New York Harlem accent. But when I go back to Puerto Rico, because I used to go back every summer. So every summer until 16, 17, yeah, 16, 17, I was in Puerto Rico. So I would go to school. Technically, I would go to school in New York and then go back like all 3 months. All 3 months off, I was in Puerto Rico, and since like 8 years old, right? So that's why you don't hear that accent when I'm, like I don't have a Spanish accent when I'm speaking because I was young enough where I could balance both accents. When you come as an adult from Puerto Rico to New York, you tend to keep that Spanish accent because you don't know how else to change it. But I was able to just assimilate and go into the New York accent. That's why you don't hear it. And that's why it's difficult for me sometimes when I don't live there anymore for me to speak Spanish and the way that I do. So, listening to Filósofo and Auténtico and Cesar is helping me practice my Spanish. And that's where I'm at. But yeah, Rosetta Stone, you lying ass nigga. Inglés sin barrera. Better yet, Inglés en español. Remember that one? No, no, no. Remember the joke. Yo aprendí inglés con Sigimi. Con Sigimi. But hold on. Let me find out right here. I'm gonna put that right there. Bam. I got two legends in one shot, right? In the Puerto Rican boxing, in the boxing, in the YouTube boxing world. And I'm happy as shit that they dropped by. And I hope he didn't like check out and didn't hear the shit that I said. Cause then that's what the whole point I was saying. So that way he could hear it and he didn't have to hear it later and shit like that. And he'd be like, this motherfucker was talking shit behind my back and then say it to my face. But I did. So I hope he did hear it. But yeah. Uh but yeah, yeah, so damn. Well, now before Cesar came and derailed the whole shit. So Keith Colon. So you know what? Let's go and check out BoxRec because I did not know that Keith Colon was literally Keith Colon. Let me see. We're gonna put it up on the we're gonna put it up on the tab in a minute. Let's go there. Boxing Pro. All right, Keith Colon, Barclay, schedule, bout, subject to bro, damn, right there. Qué cabronería, bro. That's gonna be fire, bro. But now that we're here, let's take a look, right? So this is what I'm saying about Keith Colon, right? His first fight 4-1. That's actually impressive. Get the fuck out of here. That's actually impressive, right? So Hunter Turbyfield was 4-1 when he fought Keith. That's a good first opponent. Es un oponente bueno saliendo tu debut. Robert Munn, I'm not mad. No tenía ni una victoria. Mendoza tenía dos más derrotas que tenía peleas ganadas. Ramos no tenía ganadas. Rashid Hicks tenía una con dos. Robin Ellis 6-11. Aquí, mira, Wilner Soto 24-19. Eso es mucha experiencia. Sí, muchas derrotas, pero más peleas ganadas que tenía derrota y tenía muchas peleas sobre debajo de su correa, como dicen en inglés, on his belt. Y el último, David Calabro, era invicto. So, ok, desde Calabro para arriba hay que ver más calidad. Ok, eso es empezando ahí. Ahora, como lo noqueó Keith Colon, no ha peleado todavía. Eso fue últimamente, mira. So, vamos a ver. Pero tenía 27 años. Tenía como si lo mato. Tiene 27 años. He's 20 years old. So I'm good. I'm good with this fight. Esta pelea está buena. ¿Sabe? So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Let me see. Hold on. If the commissions say the fight is good, then the WBC has no excuse to stop the fight. What happened before? So it's no, yeah. So VC Sportsmaster, I did say that before. So the way the law works is that's called set a precedence, right? So Subriel could go, wait a minute, you're taking my title, but you didn't take Canelo's title when he got suspended. You see what I'm saying? So yes, that's why I mean the fight's gonna happen. This has nothing to do with that. Every video that I've done since this broke, like since the first one, after that is just me unfortunately correcting misinformation about how the laws work when it comes to the sanctioning bodies and the commission and all that stuff. I think the fight's gonna go. I've always thought that. Unwrap learned how to speak Spanish and English watching Dora the Explorer. Bro, I'm way too old for Dora, bro. Bro, I'm old. Like I'm not. Dora the Explorer. That's backpack. No, I got kids, so that's. Cesar showed me lots in a little time about the sweet science. Thank you, Cesar. Dora the Explorer. No, listen, I don't know everything. My channel is having fun with boxing and also me showing you guys like the prospects, right? That's what my channel is about. Having fun with boxing, showing you the prospects de Puerto Rico, los prospectos de Puerto Rico, los boricuas que han nacido en los Estados Unidos, nacido en la isla. Últimamente, estas noticias sobre Subriel Matías acogió mi atención más que cualquier otra cosa. Por eso, las cosas, ¿sabes? No he hecho más videos sobre los prospectos, pero tengo una lista preparada para seguir en esos pasos. Pero, yeah, like, no, that was always the case. That was always the case with me. Just to have fun. It was just to have fun with this and not be that asshole, you know what I mean? Like coming in here thinking I know everything. No, yo no sé lo que sabe, ni conozco lo que conoce César, filósofo y auténtico, y tampoco sé lo que sabe de las informaciones que sabe César, filósofo y auténtico. They got one up on me on every angle when it comes to that. But when it comes to doing research, bro, listen, bro, I got you. I could research the shit out of something because of my education level, right? And I'm not saying that in a bad way for anybody else. I don't mean to demean anybody or take anybody down. What I'm saying is I'm good at that. Everybody always says I should be a lawyer because I could break down anything to a fine tooth comb. So that's what I'm saying. I'm good at that. But damn, I'm glad that we had 2 guest appearances. That was nice, man. Is Philosopher gonna show up or like Authentico, or should we stay and see if anybody else shows up? Because at this point, right? Like we might as I don't know. Yeah, maybe I know somebody. Call them up. I don't know. Um, I haven't seen Boogie. Bang Boogie hasn't been showing up. He hit me up earlier on Instagram, but I haven't seen Boogie on here. And Lourdes, I see. Listen, anybody when they catch Lourdes on other lives giving super chats and shit to them other channels, and then comes here and her wallet is dry, bro. She needs to hold some of that, and like super chat over here, bro. Because I be seeing y'all on the other channels giving super chats and shit, and y'all come here and then it's like except for my boy here, giving me them $2 here and there. But everybody else, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn, bro, let a motherfucker eat. Like, shit, share the wealth is what I'm saying. I'm just playing. But not really. I see y'all. I see what y'all do. I stalk y'all on the other channels. But yeah, man, like I'm just having fun here, and I'm glad that Colon is gonna be on the undercard. That's gonna be dope. That's gonna be nice because I really wasn't really up. Mira, Ojo, la pelea de Ojo, de Subriel, Ojo, son las únicas 2 peleas que yo en realidad tenía interés. Ahora que tienen a Keith Colón, después que sea alguien posiblemente invicto, igual que él, con 8 peleas, 9 peleas, algo así. Estamos ahí, esa va a ser la 3ª pelea. Ya tengo 3 peleas en realidad que yo estoy interesado para ver esa noche. So, January 10th, which is not too far from now, it's going to be lit, bro. I'm going to be front and center. Like, I'm going to be right there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to Brooklyn. I'm not, but what I'm saying is, like, here. And here with you guys. But yeah, no, I'm glad that keep. I wonder who else might get on that. I hope they get other kids up there because that'll be nice. I wonder who else is up there. Oh shit! Look, who's this? Pilati en vivo, novedad. Oh, he changed. Yo, I think Pilati changed the actual title to his video. In the title being different. That he changed it. So before the Turkey Compra Matchroom estaba al frente y ahora lo cambió. Oh shit, look, he changed it. Pilati en vivo, novedades calientes, Turkey Compra Matchroom de Eddie Hearn, indique en caso índice en caso Subriel. No, I don't think so. Indice, I don't know what that word is. But yeah, he changed it. It wasn't like that before. It wasn't like that before. Oh shit, let's hear what he got to say.
Algo de que se venía manejando hace un tiempo, pero que puede tener incidencia en el caso que manejamos en el primer video de esta jornada. Les aclaro que estaba en plena producción de un video que va a salir aproximadamente en media hora sobre Shakur Stevenson, Teófimo López, Gervonta Davis, la realidad, un video que no va a pasar por la transmisión, que todo esto fue un poco sorpresivo, ¿verdad? Realmente no había estimado enero entre Subriel, Matias y boxeo y otro tipo de entretenimientos del Reino Unido,
Yo,
propiedad de NHR y su padre, Barry, que fue el que la fundó allá por los años 80, y que en este medio tiempo se había hablado de la posibilidad de que la misma fuera vendida, una estimada cotización de...
So you see that microphone arm? That's from Timu, dog. That's the same one I got. That's from Timu. It's the same, and the same thing with that microphone. It's from Timu. That's a good microphone though, but it's from Timu. I got the same arm. I got the same thing.
1.000 a 1.500 millones de euros. Realmente tiene un precio muy alto Matchroom por su influencia en el mercado, su nombre histórico y otros valores que entran en un territorio que uno conoce poco, en el de los negocios. La información que me suministraron es la siguiente. Turk Al-Ashik es el nuevo dueño y aparentemente ya está esa información en algunas de las páginas que se encargan de...
Sol lo dijo. Él lo dijo. Él dijo que ya él es el dueño. Eso es mentira, señores y señoras. Ya, señoras. Eso es mentira. Y vamos a ver. Pues yo había buscado ahorita esa información. Turkey Al-Ashik has purchased Matchroom. Hold on. Has purchased Matchroom. Déjame ver. Esto va, mira. Esto va hasta septiembre 18. Fue la primera vez que yo veo que esto se estaba hablando. Que está interesado de ser más, de que, tú sabes, tener más con Matchroom que ser un promotor. Como que él quiere ser parte de la compañía. Yo creo que ahí fue que empezaron. Pero aquí dicen, no, Turkey Al-Ashik has not purchased Matchroom. However, there have been reports of ongoing discussions and significant partnership deals between Matchroom and Turkey Al-Ashik in Riyadh season, while Al-Ashik expressed interest in acquiring Matchroom and other boxing companies to create a unified league. A final sale has not been confirmed through a major multifaceted partnership for events across boxing, darts, and snooker has been announced, according to Marca. So nothing. No hay nada. No hay nada. No hay nadie ha reportado eso.
De divulgar esa información de manera pública, es decir, aquellas empresas que van cambiando de dueño tienen. Yo busqué dentro de los datos de la propia empresa Matchroom y no aparece. Pero puede ser en alguna otra página a la cual, digamos, debería yo dedicarle mucho tiempo en saber dónde están porque es información que nunca busqué.
No,
Repito,
espérate, este tipo está hablando mierda, bro. Está hablando mierda. Está diciendo que él no ha buscado la información, que buscó en Matchroom, no dice nada, pero me dice ahora que la habían comprado. Bro, this guy is full of shit. Like, es verdad lo que está diciendo César en este aspecto. Ese tipo no hizo la diligencia y estaba hablando mierda aquí. So, deja eso quieto. Deja eso. Ese tipo, en verdad, si eso fue responsable de él, porque no es verdad, no ha comprado nada. Turkey no ha comprado a Matchroom y nadie lo está publicando. Ninguna ESPN, Ring, nadie ha dicho nada. Copinger no ha dicho nada. So, deja esa jodienda, que eso no ha sucedido. So, it is what it is. I don't know what this guy talking about, bro. But anyway, guys, I'm going to be out. It's been 2 hours. This is probably the best live I've had without a pay-per-view attached to it, that I've had the most fun. We've had some guest appearances fly through. I appreciate it. I'm shocked that he didn't know who I was. Cesar speaking. Even Vic, I know him. But anyway, shout out to those guys. Again, please if you want to go back to the information, go and revise that, review it. I think we covered it enough. I think this is the last time, unless Mauricio makes an official statement, that I'm going to speak on this end about, just the Subriel situation. I think we've spoken enough about it. I think the next level will either be me covering fights or me just talking about prospects. I think that'd be fun to do a live talking about prospects, and then we can get into whatever other conversations we want to after that, based on those on that content. If you have any actual prospects you want me to go ahead and cover, let me know. You guys have been a great source for that in the past, and I've learned and I've gotten many ideas from you guys and learned about fighters that I didn't even hear before. So I'm here for it. I'm here for you guys to learn who they are and bring it to the world, so these kids can go ahead and get a platform. Especially the ones that have one or two losses and are still struggling and have talent, but maybe they just need that some media, some sort of media push. All right, guys. But anyway, let me know. Comments below. Listen, guys. Again, I'll probably be back tomorrow, but I'm not sure. But you'll get the notification. What I'll do is I'll put it. I've never done it before, but I'll put it on my Instagram. Boxing on Rap, same thing, and then I'll put it probably in my community notes or community whatever discussion, whatever. If I am going live, and then you guys just keep the notifications on though, so you can get the notifications, and that's always important. And also, like I said, share this live, share all my videos, go through the backlog. I have playlists, so to do all that good stuff. And hold on, what's this? Ningún organismo de boxeo está por encima de la Comisión Atlética de cualquier estado o país. Exactamente, Vici. Exactamente, eso es lo que yo estaba diciendo. Yo creo que estamos ya todos claros sobre ese tema. Ya sabemos toda la información que debemos de tener. Creo que también está César informado. Ojalá. Y bueno, hasta ahí llegamos. Pues hasta mañana, si Dios quiera. Gracias por todo. Le agradezco por venir, si invitaron a alguien. Gracias. Y mañana.